What if I told you there's a way to build software that has quality baked in right from the start? Today, we're going to dive into a super simple but seriously powerful tool that helps you do exactly that. It's called the Quality Canvas, and honestly, it's a total game changer for any dev team out there.
So, let's just jump right in with a scenario that I'm willing to bet is going to feel a little too familiar for anyone who's ever worked in software.
You know the feeling, right? That pit in your stomach, the deadline is looming, everything seems fine, and then bam, a massive, show-stopping bug appears out of nowhere. Suddenly, it's all hands on deck. Panic mode is engaged, and the whole team is just scrambling. It is not fun.
And look, the fallout from these last-minute fire drills, it's so much more than just stress. All that rework absolutely demolishes your budget, it burns through precious time, and it just crushes team morale. It's this vicious cycle of fixing problems that, let's be honest, probably could have been prevented from the get-go.
But what if there was a better way, right? What if you could actually get ahead of these problems and stop them before they even start? Well, that's exactly where this Quality Canvas comes into play.
This slide right here really boils it all down. You've got two choices. You can be reactive, always fighting fires, dealing with angry customers, and stressing about bugs after you've launched. Or you can be proactive, preventing those issues from ever happening and setting your team up for a smooth, successful launch. I mean, the choice seems pretty clear, doesn't it?
And here it is, the tool for the job, the Quality Canvas. The best way to think about it is like a blueprint for quality. It's this simple visual framework that gets your entire team, developers, QA, product managers, everyone, on the exact same page about what a high-quality product looks like before a single line of code is written.
Okay, so you might be thinking, this sounds great, but where the heck does it fit into our process? Timing is absolutely crucial here. You want to pull this out after you've figured out your basic business idea, with something like a lean canvas, but before any real coding or UX design begins. This way, it actually guides your development, not the other way around.
All right, so how does this thing actually work? It's honestly so simple. The entire canvas is built around just 4 key questions, and these questions are designed to spark the most important conversations your team needs to have.
So these 4 questions make up the 4 quadrants of the canvas. We're going to walk through each one. First, you nail down your key features. Then you think about all the potential risks. Then you define what quality actually means in practice. And finally, you plan for the future. You see? Together, they give you this complete 360-degree view of quality.
First up, key features. This is quadrant 1. This is where your team gets together and decides on the absolute, non-negotiable, must-have functions of your product. We're not talking about every little bell and whistle here, just the core stuff that has to work perfectly for the product to even be viable.
So, for example, if you're building an e-commerce site, your key features would be things like search, checkout, and maybe analytics. Can people actually find what they're looking for? Is paying for it a smooth, painless process? Can the business track what's happening? These are the pillars of the product.
Okay, next up is quadrant 2, risks and failures. This is where you get to be a little pessimistic for a good cause. You put on your what-if hat and brainstorm everything that could possibly go wrong. This isn't about being negative, it's about being prepared. What are the biggest gremlins hiding in the system that could derail your launch?
And I want to be really clear here, we're not just talking about technical bugs in the code. We're talking about real-world problems, things like performance issues that make your site feel sluggish and drive users away. Or, heaven forbid, a security vulnerability that leaks user data. Even usability problems, like a confusing interface, can be a total product killer.
So we've got our key features, and we've thought about the risks. Now what do? Well, that brings us to the third quadrant, quality scenarios. This is where we stop worrying and start planning. We get super specific and define what good actually looks and feels like in a way we can measure.
This is where the rubber meets the road. Instead of just saying something vague like, the website should be fast, a quality scenario would be, the checkout page loads in under 3 seconds. See the difference? These scenarios are concrete, they're testable, and they make sure everyone on the team is aiming for the exact same target.
And finally, we've got the 4th quadrant, future improvements. Let's be real. You can't build everything for version 1. It's just not possible. This quadrant is where you capture all those brilliant ideas that are important, but not essential for the initial launch. It's basically a roadmap for what comes next.
You can think of this as a parking lot for great ideas. It lets you acknowledge those awesome feature requests and long-term improvements without letting them distract you from the core mission right now, getting the MVP out the door. It keeps you focused, but it also ensures you don't lose sight of that bigger vision.
Okay, Now, this is where the magic of the canvas really clicks into place. It's all about how these quadrants connect, specifically how Quadrant 2, risks, feeds directly into Quadrant 3, scenarios. It's about turning problems into solutions.
So let's just use a really clear example. Say your team is brainstorming in Quadrant 2, and someone brings up a huge risk. Hey, what if sensitive user data gets exposed? That's a massive red flag, right? It's the kind of thing that keeps you up at night.
And bam! Over in Quadrant 3, you create a direct countermeasure. The quality scenario becomes, all user data fields must be encrypted at rest and in transit. It's specific, it's testable, and it directly neutralizes the risk you just identified. See how powerful that is? It's a straight line from problem to action plan.
So we've gone through the whole canvas now, but let's zoom out and ask the big question. So what? Why should you and your team actually take the time to do this? What's the real bottom line benefit?
Well, here's the takeaway. Using the quality canvas saves you a ton of time, money, and frankly, a whole lot of headaches. It helps you prevent that expensive last-minute rework we talked about. It gets everyone aligned early so there are no surprises, and it gives your whole team a crystal clear path to follow.
So I'll just leave you with this one final question to think about. Take a look at your own team's process and ask yourself, are you truly planning for quality from the beginning, or are you just getting really good at reacting to failure? The choice is yours, and it really can make all the difference.